I wonder how many times I'm gonna say booty in this video. What's good, y'all? Tarynallyssa, your hopeful influencer here. I'm gonna be switching it up a little bit. I haven't done a top 10 in a long time, probably since like when I first started my YouTube channel. But because I've been super into health and wellness lately, I decided I was going to do a top 10 workout series. And for my very first video, I'm going to be going through my top 10 leg and butt exercises that I like to do to just tone my booty. As you may have seen from my previous keto videos, after losing 20 pounds, I lost my whole butt. So I'm gonna be working to get that back. I may be gaining a few pounds, the scale might be going up, but as long as I'm still feeling good and looking the way I want to, the number doesn't really matter. I'm on my feet most days at work, and so I've been able to get away with not being super strict on my workout regimen. But for 2019, one of my goals was to work out 3 to 4 days a week. And so I figured if I made a video about it, I'd have to commit to it because I don't want to be a liar on the internet. Before I get into the exercises that I'm going to be going over today, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below if you aren't already subscribed and a part of the Hopeful Influencer family. And if you like this video at the end, don't forget to give it a thumbs up or shoot me a comment if you have any questions, thoughts, concerns, or just want to give me some love. Honestly, being on the internet is not what I thought it was going to be. It's definitely been a challenge, but those comments of positivity always lift me up. So if you got any love to spread, go ahead and put that in the comments down below. Now let's get to the video. So I'm not an expert, but I was an athlete for my entire life. So a lot of the exercises that you'll be seeing are things that I did when I was a gymnast. And as always, before you start any sort of physical activity, you want to make sure that you consult your doctor to make sure that everything is a-okay. All right, I always like to start my workouts with some sort of warm-up. This just helps you get the blood flowing and is a key step in preventing injury while you're doing exercises. Because this is an indoor workout, jump roping is super easy. You just want to make sure you have enough space in wherever you live so that your rope doesn't hit anything or anyone. So I always start with jump roping for about 5 minutes. If you don't have a jump rope, you could always improvise by simply doing the jump rope motion, as you'll see in the video here, or by jogging in place if you don't have a rope or you don't have space to do the rope. I personally find jogging in place to be a bit boring, and sometimes we'll run up and down through our townhouse just so I don't have to stay in one place for 5 minutes. Another alternative is to do jumping jacks, something that's pretty low impact on your body, but can still get that heart rate going. Because I am on the butt build mission, I just start right with squats. I know squats is not like the number one thing you can do to build your butt, but it's not the number one thing that you can do to help build your booty muscles, but it's always one of my favorite go-tos. Plus, after my warm-up, I find that doing a few sets of squats still keeps my heart rate going, so I can get in some cardio while also toning my glutes. After my squats, I go ahead and grab my band and get right into my crab walks. I have pretty narrow hips, and so to kind of help build some of that space here on the side, I do these crab walks just to get the sides of my glutes going. Like I said, not an expert, so I don't know the actual names of these muscle groups. Maybe I'll look them up if you guys feel like it's important. As you can see in the video, my band was a little loose, and so I had to loop it a few times to really get this going. After reviewing this, I realized I could have been squatting down just a little bit lower, but because the band was so loose, it was really challenging for me to do them with this particular band, but it's definitely a good butt burn. I usually do about 5 to the left and then go back to the right, a few sets of those at a time, and I really get the booty burning. I wonder how many times I'm gonna say booty in this video. On this day, because the band wasn't really working for me, I decided to do an alternative to this where I'm not necessarily working my quads, because you know when you're squatting in that lower position when I'm doing the crab walks, I'm definitely feeling the burn throughout my quads. But I will call these single leg lifts. Those really isolate the muscles just right where my hip is at. and you feel the burn there as well. I usually do about 3 sets of 10 and I can feel it pretty immediately. This exercise is really good for isolating those booty muscles, especially if you're not trying to grow your quads as much as you are your butt. Next up is a squat variation, but this time I have an 8-pound weight. I like to do these because they force me to sit back on my heels as I go down in the squat position. This just really makes sure that I'm activating my glutes and not just using my legs to do the squat. And I usually do about 3 sets of 10 of these as well. Because I hate cardio, I try to throw in as much like cardio-like activities during my workouts as I can, regardless of the muscle group. And for leg day, it's much easier to get that done. And interval training seems to work best for me. And so I'll throw in some higher intensity exercises like frog jumps in between my easier sets of squats or leg lifts. Obviously, you're feeling that burn throughout your entire leg and not just your butt. I do want to grow my booty back, but I also love a good quad muscle. I miss having those muscles from when I was a gymnast, and so frog jumps are an easy go-to for working my full leg. After that, I'm back to isolating my smaller muscle groups in my butt. When I was a kid doing gymnastics, we called these butt busters. I really don't know what other name there is for them. These will murder you. I usually do about 3 sets of 10 on each leg, with my leg lifting up to the side, and then my leg up to the back, and then I'll also bend my leg to really get that hamstring area. Another thing that you can do while in this position is also to do circles with your leg extended either out to the side or to the back, circling in both directions. The important thing here is to keep what I call your headlights or your hip bones facing the floor, really activating your stomach, so that really the lifting is only coming from your leg. This is super important because you don't want to injure yourself while doing this exercise, but you also want to make sure that you're using the muscles that you want to. And again, going back to that thought of interval training, this is something that you can do a few sets of and catch your breath, but you're definitely still working. I've had issues with my calves my entire life. They've been super tiny compared to my quads and my butt, and so I'm never, ever, ever going to forget to do some sort of calf exercise while I'm doing leg day. And so I like to do toe raises in 3 different directions just to work out kind of the full area of my calf. So I do regular ones with my toes facing forward. Then I do first position with my toes out and heels together. And then I do pigeon-toed toe raiser with my toes together and my heels apart. Those really burn a lot because the other 2 positions you're more used to using, but having your feet turned in definitely is a little more challenging. So if you are trying to switch up your calf routine, that's definitely something you can throw in. So after all of that is done, my final workout for leg day is a simple wall sit. I used to hate these when I was a kid. We used to have to do 1,000,000 sets for a minute, but because I'm not a gymnast anymore, I can't do that. So what I do instead to end my workout is just a wall sit burnout. So I'll hold that wall sit for as long as I can, and then I'm done. At this point, because I just got back into my regular workouts, I'm looking at maybe a minute on the wall before my legs start to shake and give out. But wall sits are really good for just burning the full leg. And a super important bonus tip, as I'm sure you guys already know, at the end of my workouts, particularly on leg day, I have to stretch. I have to stretch. My legs lock up like no other, so if I do not stretch after a workout, it is all bad. My coworkers, my family and friends can attest to this. After a leg day, I'm usually walking around like my legs are broken because they are so tight. I'm just naturally very tight, and after a leg workout, it's super important to stretch those muscles out, especially while they're warm, just so you can make sure you can break up some of that lactic acid that's already starting to build up from your workout. And even just stretching a few hours or that night after a morning workout can be helpful, so that the next day you're not quite as sore and you're able to do whatever you need to do for the next day. And there we have it, you guys, my top 10 leg workouts for 2019. Hopefully some of these exercises are new to you guys, and if they are and you try them, please let me know either via Instagram or in the comments down below. I'd love hearing from you guys. As I said in the beginning, I really appreciate when you guys engage with me and when I hear back from you, to know that my content is the stuff that you guys want to see. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below and to follow me on my other social media platforms, Instagram and Twitter at tbear02. And if there are any other things you want to see me do or you want to see me try, don't hesitate to leave that in the comments down below. I hope to do a few more of these workout videos for you guys in the future as I start to tone my body after my keto weight loss. That's all I have for today. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.